Hello, I'm Potter, and this is my capstone presentation. No, there is no way that you'll be remembered for falling asleep during your senior project. Now, where were we? Hiya, I'm Potter, and this is my senior capstone presentation. Today we will be delving into the wonderful world of tabletop role-playing games, specifically on their impact of the mental health of teenagers and young adults. I don't think I can explain this so easily. So, let me introduce to you someone who can. Take it away, Jail. Wait, we're doing this now? Okay then, okay. Tabletop role-playing games are a genre of games commonly associated with nerd culture. As a player, you take up the role of a character, one which you make by your own design. Together, you and a small group of players will traverse the world and create a story narrated by a dungeon master. A dungeon master is the person who narrates any actions or any other characters who aren't players. As you can see, this group of players is having a fun time together. But are there any impacts? Some studies done propose that there are impacts on players' social skills and basic skills you do daily. We also went around and asked an anonymous group of 32 people in the TTRPG community about how TTRPGs have impacted them and their lives, along with their opinions of the community as a whole. I believe that sums it up. Now, I'm not really the best with this, so I'm gonna turn it over to someone who at least has a better understanding of the first topic. Yes, social skills. I'm rather good with that. Hiya, howdy, hello, I'm Sylvain. Social skills are rather important. We use them every day to communicate with others, even if we don't realize it. Some of us are good at it, some of us aren't. So how can tabletop role-playing games improve that? I will be using Lily Spinelli's definition from her thesis, Tabletop Role-Playing Games and Social Skills in Young Adults. Social skills refers to the ability an individual has to interact with others, including the abilities to perceive and convey emotional expressions. First of all, interaction with others is common. Whether it's in person or online, you do it every day. The hardest part about it is showing emotions. Through tabletop role-playing games, you are able to get better with expressing emotions through a character who is not you. It's low risk and high reward, especially when you're around a supporting and caring environment. Communicating in real life about this fictional game is an easy way to make more friends and get more confidence in yourself. Of course, there are other ways that these games can help others. However, I could go on about it, but I know a lovely little wizard who can explain it better than I can.
Oh, hi there. No one told me we were doing anything today. Is there film equipment in here? Yes, I'm Lath, and I know a bit about how tabletop role-playing games can impact your everyday skills. For starters, you're using math all the time when you play, having to count numbers, calculate totals, as well as keeping track of certain dice for later on in the game. Critical thinking is also built upon when you play. Whether you're trying to solve a puzzle or figuring out who kidnapped the princess, you have to think about your next moves and how to plan strategically. Finally, playing these games helps people with figuring out their own morality. You can You can deal with some heavier topics in a safe environment where things such as character deaths can be handled in a way that players can understand how impactful deaths can truly be on others. As you can see, there's some other impacts that you wouldn't think about. But what about the community? Can that impact someone? Nah. Okay, I think I'm done. Tabletop role-playing games have a rather large and diverse community. What are the positives and negatives of the community, and how can they impact us? Let's find out. I went around and asked a group of 32 people in the TTRPG community some questions. 1. How old are you? Second of all, how did you get into TTRPGs? Third, what are the positives and negatives of it? And fourth, what are the positives and negatives of the community? First of all, the positives. Many people say that the community is inclusive, that anyone of any race, sexuality, gender, and religion can play and feel accepted. A lot of them also said that it gets them through hard times.
Interesting fact about this. Many therapists and psychiatrists have used TTRPGs to help out their patient by working through trauma as someone else in a closed and safe environment. Along with that, these professionals have also used these games to help patients with social anxiety or those who have a hard time communicating, to help them get more comfortable and confident in their own skin.
Oh, Jill, always out there with those fun facts. Another positive of the TTRPG community is the amount of people you become friends with. I know I've met some rather amazing people in my time. Even if we don't talk now, or we've drifted apart, they still have impacted me in a positive way. But not everything is sunshine and rainbows. There are quite a lot of negatives, and a lot of people had so many things to talk about. There is a major problem regarding gatekeeping in the tabletop role-playing game community. Gatekeeping is the efforts of one person or group of people who try to make it so that other people could not join the community for some reasons. Sometimes it's people who have a rather large following, who have been in the community for a long time, or both. This isn't the only issue, however. There is a big problem with the concept of character bleed. But what is that? The Izari explains it perfectly in their video, Character Bleed 101, which I do not have the time to show. The act of imbuing your emotions into the game through your character can be a dangerous thing. If they die, it can almost be as if the player had lost a loved one, or had lost a bit of himself. It's very common in the community, and some players can't separate in-game emotions with the real-life emotions. To answer my essential question, yes, tabletop role-playing games can impact teenagers and young adults by improving their social skills, improving their everyday skills, and also building a sense of community and creating a friendship because of one common hobby. I would like to thank you all for coming to my presentation, and I hope one day us at ACT can all enjoy this hobby together. Thank you.